So I've been getting a lot of some questions, and I've been giving out some answers, which I love a lot. And right now I'm at a point where I'm finalizing the car, and I need some choices. So if you want to help me with the choices, I'm going to start with my taillights. I was going to put a set of Cadillac taillights in the back and French them in. That kind of folds on the side of a hot rod, not a rat rod. I have different versions of taillights to bolt on, which they would look good for a rat rod. So I'm looking for some choices that I can use. I'm thinking of another set that I was looking at, a set of army lights that I may be getting. I'll show you as soon as I get them back later. So I'm also thinking about either leaving the lug nuts exposed or covering them up with a cover like this. The brackets are available at the truck stop. Finished or not finished, either way it looks good, but you know, I value opinions. So if anybody wants to give me an idea if it looks good covered or not covered, you know, let me know what you guys think. So as you guys know, rat rod's always evolving. You put parts on that you may not like. In this case here, it's my visor. This visor that I'm holding right now is the one that was at when the car was mocked up at the show. If you go on the show video, you'll see it. But I've acquired another one that I've actually had for a while. I didn't even know I had it. I went in the back. It's off an S15. And I was thinking of putting it on this way, riveting it on. I think it looks better. It has lights in it. I could put the blinkers in it. And my parking lights are in it as well. So there's another one that I need a hand with. Should I go with this one or the old one? So y'all remember how loud this engine was in the other video when I fired this big block 454 up. It was also throwing flames and sparks out the side. I was thinking about it, you know, it's probably not a good idea on the street. It looks cool. I still have the super traps that I have, which are basically a self-contained exhaust for race cars. It has multiple plates in the sides, and the gases all come out around it, so they're not coming out the front of it. If I put the super trap on the header, the gases are not actually going in the car. They're coming down from the super trap. I can still put the square panels on the super trap, but just as a dummy panel so it looks cool. I may actually put a louver in that I can open them up if I wanted to go wide open exhaust, and still my door clears it with plenty of clearance. So I'm thinking of very strongly going with this idea. So I found out another issue I ran into with my steering linkage. It's not a bad issue, but when I bring the car to its full maximum height off of the airbags, I'm having a little bit of a clearance issue here. Right now there's a lot because the airbags are half inflated, but if they're fully inflated, it's almost touching there, too close for comfort for steering. So on the front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a connecting rod, like you see holding the shock out of the internal parts of an engine. I'm going to turn it sideways, weld it there. The connecting rod will give me an inch clearance. That'll give me an 1.25 inch clearance between the headers, which is plenty. So you can see I have another rad shroud cover or radiator cover on the car. I tried different ones. I found this one kind of fit a little bit better. You've all seen the other one I had on there in my previous videos. This was the one I was using to conceal the airbags. I found the one that I'm putting on now looks better. I will be cutting it down to the radiator height. When the car's on the floor, I think it's going to look a little bit more to the style of a rat rod since it's slammed. I also have a couple hood emblems. Remember this one I was talking about? Since it's a Dodge, I was going to use the Dodge Ram and put it on the rod or the cover. I also have this one here. I was going to take her and put some wings on her, like a witch's wings or some bat wings on her, just to see what's different, you know, about it. See how that turns out later on. So now that the other shroud is off, with this shroud that I want to put on, the airbags are being revealed now. You can see them. The goal is to try to hide them. So I've came up with just a valve cover off another big block that I have kicking around. It's whatever you're going to use for your own car. I'm thinking of putting it on here and just cutting it around the bars and welding her back in, and then once again they're concealed as opposed to being exposed, because I don't want nobody to know they're there, right? So now to my headlights. I'm still going to modify the brackets slightly to bring the headlights to the stands where they're horizontal as opposed to being vertical. Also, I have an issue with these lights. I like them a lot, but I need to put the pockets in. And when I'm talking about pockets, it's like in this headlight here where the pockets are holding in the light. So it's either transferring this pocket over to the headlight or mounting the whole new light on this one. You know, I'm not sure if I like the idea of this headlight being on the car, but either way, just go on my site and let me know what you think about that, you know. We can use these for another project. So I'm not going to use this particular tractor rad shroud on the car anymore. It's for sale or trade. I have a bunch of other stuff I've acquired too from the race cars. It's all over my shop, as you can see. Anybody who wants to trade me stuff or who wants to buy stuff, just go on the site. Send me a message on the site about it. I'm more than happy to make some kind of deal. As far as trading, I'll trade shipping with you both ways, you know. I ship to you, you ship to me. These taillights are also for sale. I have a whole bunch. So I'd like to share it with anybody else building a rat out there who's looking for parts. And I'm lucky enough to acquire all these race car parts. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I have tires, rims, panels, anything you might want to use for your car, I have. Another thing too, the latest edition of Rabbit magazine has finally arrived at my place. It's great. I suggest you go to your local store and buy one, or you can go online and subscribe to them. They'll send you them anywhere you are. You know, they're available anywhere. Also, I have some back issues. If you can't find Rabbit magazine, you want an older issue, I'll send you one. Just go on my site, ratradnorth.com. Email me from there, and we'll get in touch and I'll send you them. Also, you notice that grill I put on the car? They have the same grill in here. Remember I was saying about putting wings on that grill I was going to put on? That's where I got the idea from. These grills I'm selling, a lot of them are in these magazines. So, you want to get some ideas? My site, see what I'm doing, get the magazine, see what other people are doing. It can be done. You don't only have to dream about it. It's great. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video at ratradnorth.com.